Good morning and welcome to News Inside. Today is Labor Day. We want to wish all our Nigerian workers and workers all around the world a happy Labor's Day. Kafo, you want to say something to Nigerians?
Yeah, just happy Labour's Day to everybody working for their money. Not those who are stealing for their money or robbing the people for their money.
Okay, I didn't know
or those promising people nothing for their money. We don't want them anymore. We want people to work for their money.
I didn't know you were going to come from that angle. Philip, you're welcome back.
Thank you.
Happy Labour's Day. Say something to our viewers, please.
Yeah, it's a Labor Day. I wish Nigerian workers and everybody that is working not to labor in vain as they celebrate their labor today.
This my G's are very. They took me on.
We are troublesome, right?
All right. Okay, so let's get to the business of the day. Wiki replies Dele Momodu because Dele Momodu alleged or said that Wiki was the one that drove Peter Obi out of the party. Now, let me give you a little analogy of what happened. Now, from the PDP's side, the presidential stuff was supposed to be zoned to the southeast. But from a twist of event, Wiki came up and said, no, it should be to south, not a particular side of the south. And as a result, it opened the cards for him to also be able to run. And seeing that he will not be able to match Wiki's financial powers, the Labour presidential candidate man left PDP. So he's saying he drove Peter Obi out of the party. That's the basis of questioning. But Larry said no, it's not true. Philip.
Yes. You see, politicians and politics, it's like people having their matter before a court of law. Everybody will state their own side of the story. The story you painted shows that, although you paint both sides, but one was more detailed, while the other was just a summary, that it was alleged that it was the activity or the powers of Wiki, also Wiki, that made Peter Obi to leave the People Democratic Party for the Labour Party prior to the 2023 general elections. The reason being that the PDP had agreed that the presidential slots should be given to the Southeast, having been left, idle for such a long time. Let it be a kind of compensation.
They've never actually produced.
So, but Wiki, because of his personal interest, and he said, no, the rotation we have in this country is north and south. So why zoning to one particular region in the south? It should be left open. And that was what you said. Peter have seen that Wiki had more financial muscle at that point. He went to other places where he can achieve his ambition, and that's what pushes him to the Labour Party. With this analogy, it is clear that it is the activity of Wiki that pushes Peter Obi away, whether directly or indirectly. Yeah. But on the other hand, Wiki's spokesman responding said it wasn't Wiki's fault at all, that there are so many activities that happened during the period. He said even before the zoning committee sat, Atiku has already purchased expression of interest form, which shows that Atiku was not prepared in any way to not follow that. Exactly. He is saying that Dele Momodu is working for his paymaster, that is working for his money.
And that's why he's talking that way.
He's talking the way he's talking, that, in fact, Atiku, all people that had worked for Atiku, in fact, Atiku has chased more people from PDP than any other person you can mention.
Okay.
He mentioned Senator Daniel.
Yes, I'll come to you on that. Okay. I'll come to you on that. I want you to bear your mind on this, because also bear in mind that Atiku buying an expression of interest showed that he didn't want to know what was north or south. He had an interest and he was pursuing his interest. I want to bear in mind.
No, this is just a case of two people who were interested in contesting for the elections, for the 2023 elections, to the position of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, accusing themselves for wanting to contest against any odds or against any consideration. Atiku truthfully wanted to contest that election against any odds.
Yes.
Wiki wanted to contest for that position against any odds. You see, if you believe that there should be zoning at all, and it shouldn't be north, it should be south, you might also want to believe that Goodluck Jonathan came from south, he has had a shot. Obasanjo came from southwest, he has had a shot. And the vice president leaving office as at that time is Osibanjo from the southwest, that it's probably going to be from southeast. But do you understand? But again, there's something lawyers say there could be, when you are, there'll be end to litigation.
Yes.
For example,
Yes.
let's use litigation in court. This zoning, how far can you go and at what point could you stop? If you now go into southeast, the argument of further zoning can also come and say, oh, Anambra Azikiwe was from Anambra. It doesn't have to come from Anambra because Obina is from Anambra. Let other part of Southeast come. But that aside, none of this actually was the main thing for these people. What was for Wike was that he wanted to be president. He felt he had money. Atiku have always had his entitlement since God knows when of wanting to be president of Nigeria against any argument or against any arrangement. Atiku sincerely know that PDP will not zone their presidency to southeast. He was only using it. He never even came openly and said, I'm stepping down this time. Let it be. Why are you talking about 2023? This is 2027 coming. It's still the turn of the South. And we're still hearing about Atiku again. Atiku cannot talk about zoning. If his brother, Buhari, a Fulani man, finished 8 years and he thought he could contest at all, that man couldn't be talking about zoning.
No fairness.
So picking Wike as a man who chased Obi is just a way of getting that emotion from people. He too, what would he have done? If Buhari was living, it is if he believed in the zoning, he believed in that equity based on zoning. Some people can argue that equity does not have to be based on zoning. Okay, you understand?
Okay,
let's not get into that. Two of them are culprits of that.
Okay, let me hang you there. Now, I want you to take it on this line. If Wike wanted to contest and Obi wanted to contest, if Wike joined force with Obi, they could have easily defeated Atiku. Whatever expression of interest he had, that's another line of argument. Now, Wike brought Secondus as chairman of the party. Because Wike wanted to contest, he had the intention of contesting, Wike removed Secondus and brought in the man from Benue. So if Wike believed in the ideology, forget Atiku as it stands. But he said, okay, let's keep the South.
But let me tell you, Wike is not accusing anybody.
No.
It was Dele Momodu that was accusing Wike. Wike has not said, I wanted Peter Obi to be president.
Well,
he didn't say so.
Okay. So you were talking to me on if Wike want to be president, Obi want to be president, both of them are from the South, and they are both members of the PDP, and Atiku is from the North, also want to be president. What stopped Wike's journey force with Peter Obi? Mind you, that in this world, everybody had ambitions, what they want to achieve. Okay? It is, the presidency was open to everybody. And if Wike feel he had more arsenal to go for it, and why would he want to use his power for another person when he can go for it? And Obi on his own felt, okay, fine, if I can't achieve my ambitions in PDP, I will go to AP, and he did so well.
Okay, so let me bring you you will continue on it. Now, for equity, fairness, justice, inclusion, and for the spirit of federalism to be able to pop up and sustain a nation that is quite fragile, divided among ethnicity, religion, couldn't you think you should have shifted grounds?
No, he said so. He said, when you said, okay, zone it to the east, even within the east, the argument will also come up. But let's come to the reality on the ground.
Yes.
You know, like, I can't remember the person that went to Port Harcourt and said, we are going around the country.
Showing me.
And the best among us,
yes,
it will be the one we present.
Yes.
If that the person meant what he was saying, that would be the spirit between Peter Obi and Wiki at that time. If Wiki as a person know that Peter Obi will deliver the goods better, he should have, support, Peter Obi. The truth is that forget the fact that Wiki is not accusing anybody. Forget the fact that Dele Momodu is accusing Wiki. Whether Dele Momodu is the right person to accuse Wiki or not. What is the message? Is the message, right? We are not talking about the message. For me, I believe it is the actions and activity of Wiki that chased Peter Obi from the PDP, and that was at further put this country into this crisis. No, I want to agree with you that if the South all agree that look, Southwest has had as simply analyze it. So you have had president, you have had vice president. The South has had president. Let's go behind our Southeast brother to produce the president so that we can see, all inclusiveness. On the spirit of that, Wiki should, as a matter of fact, said, okay, I think you want to run, no problem. We in the South and the Southeast will go behind, Peter Obi, and I will galvanize my support across the country. Because don't forget that at that point, Wiki really has support across Nigeria.
Yeah.
So if he had galvanized his support from the middle belt and the far north, northwest, and northeast, and put all the eggs together to support Peter Obi, because the South had had it, the Southwest had had it, it's only the Southeast. No matter what Atiku think of himself at that time,
yes,
maybe he would have had a different country today.
And a step down.
Yes.
Okafor.
Yeah.
I'll give you 3 minutes to express. We don't have that much time, but I'll give you 3 minutes to express what. Because now we are retrospecting because we want to go forward. What do you think we should do? Because Atiku is coming again.
No. You are not certain Atiku is coming again. Dele Momodu is just ushering the way. Listen to what Lere said. Lere said Dele Momodu is on the payroll of Atiku. That Atiku is just a current victim paying money to Dele Momodu. That once Dele Momodu is done with Atiku, he will move to the next victim. So why is Dele himself talking about Atiku for this election? That's why I'm asking you a question. Somebody talking about zoning. If the zoning has become the almighty formula where you are now holding Wiki responsible. Because when two people go for armed robbery, I cannot arrest one and say it's only one, even though I know that one is guilty. Yes, I felt Wiki should have supported P2B for equity that is based on zoning. Simple. Do you understand? Having agreed it to the South. And when he didn't do that, the next person to support was a president from the South. And Wike did it by supporting Asiwaju. Now, why is Atiku in the space at all for 2023 election if he believed in zoning at all? Now, Dele Momodu coming to clean the route again for Atiku again when Asiwaju is coming for second tenure to complete the turn of the South, or the Southerners bringing any person from the South to complete that certain term. If Dele Momodu really believed in that Southeast, the injustice done to Southeast by Wike, now Dele Momodu should be speaking for P2B and not for any other person.
Because right now,
let Dele Momodu search his heart. If what Lere Yinka said is correct.
And now he's singing the song that only a northern person
is washing the way for Atiku.
Yeah, you see, Dele Momodu is like Larry, clearly put it. He's working for his paymasters, and Atiku happened to be the victim. I remember Dele Momodu was one of the presidential candidates, aspirant under PDP.
Yes, this last election.
So what has happened? What has changed? What has happened to his ambitions?
Okay, guys. Today we will come on matters arising. Today we will come on matters arising, and this is a matter we will still bring up and discuss. But right now, time is not fast spent. We can't do that anymore. We'll be right back on News Insight.